Hello, welcome to part two of annuities. What I'm going to speak about right now is the different types of annuities: fixed index annuities, and variable annuities. I'm going to break each one down a little bit further. In my first video, I explained what each one does and what's responsible, so I'm going to go into the shortcuts again. A fixed annuity is like a CD. It's basically you put your money into a 2-year product from an insurance carrier, and they give you a fixed interest rate on this. Your money stays in there for 2 years. Sometimes they allow you to take out a little piece, depending on what type of annuity, what company and what they allow, but it pretty much stays in there for 2, 3, 5 years, 7 years. It gets a fixed compounding interest rate daily. That's a fixed annuity. A fixed indexed annuity is more similar to a mutual fund. This type of insurance vehicle or product is invested not in the stock market. The insurance company does hold the paper and holds your money, but it's similar to a mutual fund, just in the way that it works. You're using an index to match your money up against. The most common is the S&P 500. And this index, you get the gains from the index from a year or point to point, which means if you started this index on September 1st, it would go to August 31st. The percentage amount of gain in the S&P 500 is approximately the percentage you would gain on your index annuity for that year. However, an insurance carrier is taking a gamble on these products, so they cannot give you the actual gains. So when people say that you can get market-like returns on a fixed index annuity, that's not exactly true. That's not exactly true at all. They usually cap them. And what I mean they cap is that an insurance carrier will say, we'll give you a floor of 0, meaning that in a fixed indexed annuity, you can never lose your principal. It's always guaranteed that the worst you'll do is even. And that's a great product. You'll never lose money because your money's never invested in the stock market in a fixed indexed annuity. But they'll guarantee you that the worst you'll ever do is break even. The index, they will cap out the index with either a floor or a ceiling, meaning that the floor is 0, the ceiling will be 10. If the S&P 500 had a great or fantastic year and went up 20%, the insurance carrier would hedge their bet. They would make 10, and you would get 10% credit on your fixed index annuity. And then the year it comes to the next year, it resets at that number again. The other thing that these carriers are now getting into is what's called participation rates in a fixed index annuity. Instead of giving you a interest gain, they're giving you a percentage of the index. So let's say they'll give you 50% par or participation rate, 50% participation rate of the S&P 500, which means if the S&P 500 went up 20%, they'll give you a 50% participation rate, which would mean 10%, and that would be your gain. So there's a lot of different ways or lectured ways of fixing these numbers. The last annuity is a variable annuity. A variable annuity is at-risk money. Your principal is not guaranteed. This money is at risk and is invested in the stock market, most predominantly, whether it's mutual funds or in equities. Remember, an insurance product is not an equity product. An insurance product is an insurance product. An equity product is something that you would need a broker's license or a specific license to sell to a client. I do not sell variable annuities. They're risky. And you can't give guarantees. That's that. My video number 3 will explain the differences and go into the nuances of the fixed indexed annuity in all the parts.